What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to talk about how to find a supplier and how to make sure they're trustworthy and kind of pre-qualify them as well as find them. So there's two different websites you can use. One is called Alibaba and one is called AliExpress. Now, AliExpress is more expensive per unit and is more if you want to buy a couple units or maybe like 50. I'll show you an example. I personally never use AliExpress. Some people like to test products this way, but I do not. So let's say we're looking up lockpick set, since that's the example we've been using. So, okay, it's the first one that meets our criteria. Now, you will notice some random products in here. It's just they don't really know how to name them usually in English. So a lot of times you'll find weird ones. So I tried different variations of this, and it usually works out well. So let's look at this one. So this is more, we can buy up to a certain amount. They only have 672 available. So, and you'll see it's a lot more expensive, $9.99 a piece. That's very expensive for just this. So that's kind of how AliExpress is. You can buy a couple without it being super expensive, or without buying a lot in bulk. Whereas Alibaba has minimum order quantities, so you need to order at least 200 units or 500 units. Each seller is different. So let me show you Alibaba, since that's the one we actually use. So let's say we're going to look up lockpick set, since that's what we've been using. Again, you'll find weird random stuff, and then something that matches. So, okay, we want one with the clear lock and 21 picks. Or maybe that's 21 pin lock. Okay. So you'll see their minimum order right here is 100 pieces. So it just means you have to order at least 100 pieces at a time. But that says 50 here, so it's probably 50 or 100. You'll see their prices. Usually they're within that, but these are total crap. It's kind of BS usually. You have to contact them to really know. Usually the price per unit will drop a ton the more you order. But obviously if we're just starting a product, one, we have to test it first, so I won't order more than 500 units. Two, we don't want to be sitting on 6 months of inventory because that money could be used better for another product or maybe investments or whatever. So what I'll look at here is, okay, is it what I want? Let's say we want the leather case and the lock like this. Okay, so let's pretend this is what we want. So I would go down, look at their product. Okay, they have pictures. And then if I wanted to contact them, they'll usually have like an FAQ right here, talk about like their factory. Doesn't really matter. I'll sometimes read their FAQ. So they require a 30% deposit to start your manufacturing, and when it's done, you will pay the rest, and then they will ship the products out to you. A lot of times I'll just pay in full, but you can do 30% if you feel more comfortable. They will use delivery terms like these. You can just Google what they mean. I always ask for shipping by air. You don't want to get into sea shipping. I'll do. There will be a module on that in a little bit. Couple more down the line, but it's just very complicated, so you don't really have to worry about these. Just know EWX is by air, FOB is by sea, and those are the ones you're going to hear a lot. Just stands for freight on board, and honestly, I don't know what this one stands for, but basically means they're responsible for the product up until when it gets to you by air. So you can send a message right here, and I have a little template I use, which will be under the resource section on this course. It will be called Supplier Email Template. So what it is just a little email template. Basically says, hello, I'm blah, 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 and I run an e-commerce store through Amazon in the United States. I'm looking to add your product. Can't spell, sorry. I'm looking to add your product, and then you say the product name. So I'm looking to add your lockpick set to my online store. Could you please provide me a quote for, and what we want on this is the number of units. So let's say we're going to start with 250 units. So we'll say 250 units with the UPC code being printed/stickered on the package. Now, this isn't the actual UPC code. It's the Amazon label. I just say that to make it simple for them. And you'll learn that in Module 3 about creating a listing, so don't worry. And then we also want the quote to include what the price is for my business logo or my name to be put on the actual product because that's how we differentiate ourselves and also fend off kind of hijackers, so people trying to jump on your listing. We just do that so other people can't say they're selling the same thing, and so we're the only one on our listing on Amazon. And then lastly, shipping too, and then I'll usually put my own address, and they can kind of give you an estimate because Amazon doesn't give you a warehouse to ship the products into until after you create a shipping plan, which again will be in a further module, but you'll understand this after. This is just kind of what it looks like, and if you do all this, even if you don't know what it means, you'll understand it after Module 3. And then I said, could you please include the estimated manufacturing time, so how much time does it take to make my products, and then how long will shipping take? By air, it'll usually be, depends if they use DHL or FedEx or UPS, but usually a week and a half max. Usually 7 to 10 days is pretty normal. And then usually manufacturing time is usually a week or two. I've never seen really above 15 days. Sometimes it'll be like 3 days depending on how big the factory is. But that's kind of the template I'll use to email my suppliers when I have potential ones. Now, one other cool feature you can see on Alibaba is a way to narrow down the suppliers. So normally you have trade assurance, so that means is Alibaba backs the payment, so if they try and screw you over and take your money, Alibaba holds that money, and then you can file like a claim, almost like PayPal, and you can get that back. So you can make PayPals through Alibaba. I prefer using PayPal. Most suppliers, all should take PayPal. All suppliers should take PayPal as long as you pay the fee, which is 5%. I don't think Alibaba has a fee for using their payment system. So it's up to you if you feel comfortable. So if you want suppliers that have this, just check the box. Now, what Gold Supplier means is they've been a supplier for a certain amount of years and also have sold a certain amount of volume, so they're kind of trusted. A lot of times, I'll just click Gold Supplier when I'm searching. And then Assess Supplier, they have an inspection company. I'm not too worried about that. So normally, when I'm looking up a product, I will choose Gold Supplier and then just find it and contact them. Most of them speak English pretty well and will understand 99% of the stuff you're saying. It's never like a big communication barrier. But it's usually pretty easy to contact them. They're usually very friendly. And you'll notice they do use some funny lingo. They'll call you dear all the time. And if you're messaging them in the morning, or if you're messaging them in the morning their time and it's nighttime, they'll say, have good sleep, dream about me. Very, very odd just because of different cultures, but there's a little bit of barrier there, but it doesn't stop anything from happening. So that's going to be all for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one.